Hello everyone, MessyPlays here, back at it again. How you doing today? That was a epic long playthrough. I'm not sure what video I'm up to because I record some of these before I upload them, but I'm guessing that's around video 25. This was a long, epic game. Very, very long game. Probably one of the longest games I've played recently. I thought The Last Guardian was long, and that topped out at around 17 videos, I think. So this is, way longer. It was an episodic release, so I think there was a couple of months between each game, so it was probably enough to tide you over, and then you didn't get bored of it. Surprisingly, I didn't get bored of this game. It was just that kind of engrossing. That's definitely the right word for this game. The game was very engrossing because it was well written, well structured, well paced. Each episode had a particularly good hook to change things up enough where you felt like you weren't just replaying the same kind of gameplay mechanics. So the first one was like time travel, and then I think they introduced stopping time, and then they introduced actually jumping through time to another time and place in your history. So it was just fascinating stuff. I thought that I was completely unaware of. Okay, so these are all the tracks that I didn't hear in the game. I didn't have any clue what the story was going to be about going into it. I knew it was going to be around high school. I thought it was about two gay girls, to be honest. I thought that was what the story was about. So it was a complete shock when the game was about time travel and sci-fi and cause and effect and chaos theory. I just have to say it was epic. I can't downplay it. I can't I can't be like straight faced with my thoughts and say, it was okay. Nah, it was one of the best games I've ever played, to be honest. Like, the story was just that good, that the writing was that good, the hooks were that good. I kind of constantly wanted to come back and see where the story was going. I remembered all of the characters' names. There was something about the characters where they were just so easy to remember, and so easy to remember what was going on and what their issue were and why they were mad or pissed, or what maybe in the history defined them. Even the first kind of game, the first video, I was looking at posters and I was recalling things when I was seeing graffiti with them names. I was like, oh, that's that person. Oh, that's Kate. She's the Christian one, and that might annoy some people. There was something about it that just instantly sunk in, and I was able to retain information about each of the characters because they were memorable. Gameplay was what a Traveller's Tale game should be, where it is a story-driven game where you're not like platforming, you're not solving like traditional style puzzles. Maybe you're doing like conversational puzzles, but the puzzles in this game aren't it's mostly about the story. So most of the time you're just going to be walking A to B, talking to different characters, exploring the environment, and then moving on. So you'd think, oh well, that would get a little boring because it's kind of just moving a character around. But I've tried Traveller Tales games. I was playing Wallace and Gromit, and it was just so boring. The dialogue was just so lethargic. It felt so tired. Even the pace of the game was slow because the characters just weren't speaking fast enough, and they weren't interesting. It just felt like it would have to be written so they could pad the game. Like every conversation we're going into, like I said before, there was a hook. We'd either need to extract information, we'd need to trick or lie, or get something that would help us get to the next scenario. So you were constantly thinking, and you were thinking about what your questions were going to be, and you were thinking about what's this character up to? Is this character part of something? Like, from the first video I was questioning the motives of certain characters because I knew there was this missing persons plot ongoing that was mentioned a few times. and I wasn't buying into the red herrings that they were throwing at me. I knew Samuel was meant to be like a bit of a suspicious character because he was different. I didn't buy it straight away, but you know, that's the kind of engagement you want from the player when you're designing this kind of game. You want them to be constantly thinking, not just playing, not just pressing A, B, C, or D. So, you know, I don't want to like go on and on and on about the game, but I just have to say, like, for a game of its type, of its genre, and even just gaming in general, it's one of the best I've ever played. It is so well written, it is so well designed, the art style was fantastic, the characters were really emotive, like especially during the dramatic scenes. It's got a bit of a cartoony style to it, but the eyes were really expressive. You could really feel the like sadness or anger, or you know, all this stuff. I might like criticize that there wasn't enough representation or variation in the voices. There was only a few different actors hired to voice multiple people, so it took you out of it a little bit, but that is just a minor quibble. All the voice performances in the game were really good, like especially from Maxine and Chloe, Warren, Mr. Jefferson even. Everything just fucking delivered. Like, everything was so good in this game. I don't want to just nitpick and look for flaws. There really is none as far as I'm aware. There's minor quibbles. I thought episode 3 was a little dull and episode 5 went on a little too long. It really wasn't bad at all though. Like, the dream sequences went on a little too long. It dragged a little too much, but I can't even hold that against the game. The game was just so good from start to finish. I must have played it for about 15 hours and I was just completely hooked from start to finish. I thought the game was great, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Like, it's the only game I've given a 10 out of 10 that I've played live on YouTube and, you know, reviewed, and it's the first one. I think I've only given one other game a 9 out of 10, but this is just a perfect game. Like, if you may not dig it because it might not be your style, it might not have enough interactivity, but if you're into these kind of engrossing story-driven games, like the Traveller Tales games, is it Traveller's Tales? This is perfect. This is what those games aspire to be. This is what those games should be on an interactive, story-driven level. I thought it was perfect. So it's 10 out of 10 from me. I just want to say as well, because these videos have been like among my most popular, view-wise, they're okay, but I've been getting a lot of likes and comments for them. I just want to say thanks. I haven't read the comments because I was worried about people spoiling the game, but I will go through and reply. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for being like proactive and liking and commenting. That means a lot. So just to, you know, recognize that and say join me next time for some more videos on a new game. I'll start something else. I think there's some prequels coming out for this or something. There's some additional games being released from the Life is Strange kind of franchise, so I'll check those out as well. Very exciting. I think I'm done with this game. Like, I would need a break right now because it's so long that a game of this type, sometimes you're more interested in how it would play differently if you change things. Like, I just could not play this again right now. This is such a long game. It's such an epic game that it'll be hard to play it from the start just to change a few things. I'm definitely interested in how the ending would change, but I don't know if I can jump to that. So I might make another video if I can, just jump to the ending scene with the Save Arcadia Bay or Save Chloe. But if I can't, this will probably be the last video from me on this game, Life is Strange. But yeah, again, I just want to restate, perfect game. I loved it to bits. I enjoyed it all the way through. You probably noticed my commentary was just like constantly thinking out loud, talking, wondering, you know, all my theories. That's how engaged I was. I was constantly engaged with this game. So yeah, it was a perfect game for me. 10 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And catch me next time for some more gameplay videos. See you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.